Chapter 1. I was betrayed by my sister. A devastated city. Its skyline stood shattered, towering, crumbling structures silhouetted beneath a stormy sky. Thunder rolled overhead. Lightning cracked across the heavens, momentarily illuminating the ruins below. This world was dying. In the center of it all stood a figure, dressed in refined, ceremonial battle robes. The sharp lines of her outfit gleamed with otherworldly energy. In her hand, she held a dagger that pulsed with violet light, glowing like condensed lightning. She turned slightly, her gaze fixed upon the man before her. Qin Feng, you truly are special. Then, silence. Only the roar of distant thunder and the wind howling through broken towers. Not far away, a warrior stood, Qin Feng. Blood-soaked armor clung to his body, dented and scarred from battle. His breathing was ragged, his sword arm barely steady. All around him were the corpses of monstrous creatures, clawed, fanged, twisted beasts, their black blood pooling around his feet. Behind them lay the shattered remains of what once was a divine battlefield, the final stronghold of the ancient gods. And now, there was only ruin, smoke, fire, silence. The woman before him, his own sister, spoke again. Even if you had 100 lifetimes, even if your lifespan were 1,000-fold longer, I never imagined you would actually clear the ruins of the ancient gods. Her voice dropped to a cold whisper. But the artifact? The Eye of Judgment, belongs to me. Suddenly, Qin Feng's body convulsed. His head snapped back as a surge of pain tore through him. Veins bulged across his face as he collapsed to one knee, his hands trembling, blood dripping from his mouth. His voice was hoarse. Why betray me at a time like this? His vision blurred. His soul cracked. He lifted his gaze to the woman before him. Queen Xiaoyu, I'm your brother. But she simply tilted her head. Then, with a smirk, she raised her hands. Two small objects, soaked in blood, resting in her palms. Both shimmered faintly with violet light. They weren't just his eyes. They were the fused relic, the Eye of Judgment, which had once become one with Qin Feng's soul, spirit, and very sight. Now ripped away, torn from his body by the one he loved most. The one he had raised, protected, his sister. Qin Feng's soul began to drift, detached, hollow. He could feel himself slipping. And still she smiled. Queen Xiaoyu stared at the bloodied orbs in her hands, her face glowing with excitement. Don't worry, she said sweetly. Song Fei said he'll get you new eyes. As long as you don't try to stop us from being together. Then her tone darkened. You were just adopted. Our parents never told you. But you're not even blood-related to me. How dare you call yourself my brother? Qin Feng tried to speak, but his voice cracked under the weight of betrayal. Xiaoyu, you can't say that. From behind her, a new voice emerged. A man stepped forward from the ruins, his black coat fluttering in the wind, a smirk painted across his lips. Song Fei. Qin Feng's expression twisted with rage. Song Fei let out a low chuckle. That brother of yours was more useful than I expected. Without him, we never could have obtained the Eye of Judgment. He paused. Xiaoyu, and I owe you a favor. Really? So? Song Fei stepped forward, eyes gleaming. We prepared a little parting gift. Pain exploded in Qin Feng's chest. He looked down. A jagged blade had been driven straight through his body. Dark energy spiraled from its core. Song Fei's voice echoed coldly in his ears. It's called the Soul-Stealing Blade. One hit, and your lifespan drains all at once. Consider it a token of our gratitude. Blood poured from Qin Feng's lips. He collapsed to his knees, clutching the blade in silence. He turned his head toward Queen Xiaoyu, his sister. His voice cracked with heartbreak. I raised you after our parents passed. I supported you through school. I sacrificed everything when the game came to our world. I risked my life again and again for you. He gasped. I really misjudged you, my sister. But Queen Xiaoyu's eyes narrowed. Her voice was sharp. After our parents died, all you did was control me. You told me where I could go, who I could see, who I couldn't see. I wanted to attend Song Fei's concert. You forbid it. You claimed it was for my safety. But the truth is, she stepped closer. You were never family to me. And now that we have the divine artifact, your use is gone. You're worthless. Song Fei raised his sword. Die in peace. Qin Feng gritted his teeth, blind and broken. But rage burned within him. Even if I die, I won't let you two get away with this. His scream echoed through the crumbling city as Song Fei brought the blade down and severed his head. The world begins to change. The year was 2025, and across the globe, a mysterious phenomenon swept the earth. The godforsaken game had arrived. The rules were simple, yet terrifying. Anyone who falls asleep will be forcibly pulled into the world of the game. The core currency of the game was life itself. Dying in the game caused you to lose a portion of your real-life lifespan. But slaying monsters? That earned tradable lifespan. And more than that, players could spend their lifespan to extract skills, weapons, and abilities into the real world. Superhuman strength. Enhanced healing. Even the power to resist nuclear explosions. The world changed overnight. Governments collapsed. Society plunged into chaos. Qin Feng had fought alongside his sister for survival. He had endured unimaginable danger. They struggled together, clawing their way to the top 100 players worldwide. Eventually, they conquered the ruins of the ancient gods, and he obtained the ultimate divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment. And just when he finally believed he had everything, he lost it all, to the very person he loved most, his own sister. Qin Feng realized everything he had worked for, everything he had suffered through, had become someone else's victory. I spent my whole life gathering strength, only for others to take it. His final thought echoed in the void. If I had another chance, I would never protect anyone again. If I could live again, I would live only for myself. A second chance. Suddenly, he opened his eyes. His body jerked upright. He was in a familiar place. A bed. A room. Sunlight leaked through the curtains. His chest heaved as he stared at his trembling hands. Where am I? He reached for his phone on the nightstand. The screen lit up. 8 a.m. The date. 2024. 2024? I came back. Qin Feng sat upright, his eyes wild with disbelief. The room was the same as it had been 9 years ago. Same calendar. Same ceiling crack. Same morning sunlight. And more than that, he could feel it. The Eye of Judgment. Still within him. Still merged to his soul. Even if Queen Xiaoyu had torn it from his body, it had somehow returned with him. He had been reborn. And this time, he would do everything differently. No more sacrifices for others. No more naive trust. No more playing the hero. This life was his alone. And those who betrayed him, they would pay. Chapter 2. The Authority of Judgment. What's the use of the Judgment Eye and the Authority of Judgment? Qin Feng stood frozen in place, confused. He furrowed his brow and slowly closed his eyes. Immediately, something ancient stirred, deep and overwhelming, like the awakening of a god older than time itself. Within the darkness behind his eyelids, he felt it. An eye. A presence. An eternal, all-seeing gaze boring straight into his soul. It wasn't just a feeling. It was as if his very existence was being unraveled, layer by layer, exposed to a force older than time that had watched empires rise and fall. And then floating in the void, a glowing line of text appeared before him. The letters shimmered with power, written in the ancient Daxia language. They burned in the darkness. Judgment Eye activated. Unique attribute. Authority of Judgment. Authority of Judgment. The truest and oldest primordial authority in the universe. Its power surpasses all rules and order. Note: you do not possess divinity, so you cannot activate this authority fully. However, its passive effects are currently active. Passive effect. Upon entering the godforsaken game, you will automatically receive the highest level talent. Qin Feng's breath caught in his throat. His thoughts raced. Primordial authority? Power that surpasses even the laws of the world. His heart pounded like a drum. This wasn't just powerful, it was beyond anything he'd encountered in his past life. He remembered. In the 7th year of the godforsaken game, one legendary player had managed to break into the Land of Order, a mysterious zone tied to the concept of the world's natural laws. That player had become a vessel of order itself. A myth. No one had ever come close to matching him after that. It was considered the absolute pinnacle. But now, Qin Feng had something even greater. The Authority of Judgment. I can't activate it fully yet. But the passive effect, that alone is insane. The moment I enter the game, I'll be granted the highest level talent available. This is invincible. He forced himself to take a deep breath, calm his nerves. In his last life, he had awakened an emerald-level talent, Tier 7. That alone had brought him into the global top 100. But now, He remembered the system of talent tiers in the godforsaken game. Talent tiers: inferior, normal, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, emerald, diamond, epic, legendary, mythical, ancient, immortal tier. The peak: so rare it was considered impossible to obtain through natural means. Does this mean I'll awaken an immortal tier talent this time? His hands trembled. He glanced at his phone again. 8 a.m. Right on time. It's begun. The godforsaken game has arrived. He remembered this moment clearly in his past life. He had woken up late, been scolded by his boss for being late to work, then spent the afternoon arguing with Queen Xiaoyu. They didn't enter the game until evening. A full day of wasted progress. But not this time. This time, he was ahead. Way ahead. Qin Feng stepped out of his room to get a glass of water. Just as he turned toward the kitchen, the front door slammed open with a loud bang. Queen Xiaoyu stormed inside, shouting at the top of her lungs. Qin Feng, you're home. Why didn't you answer my call? Without waiting for a response, she kicked over a small trash bin near the entryway, scattering papers and plastic across the floor. I've been calling you for hours. Don't pretend you didn't see it. She began tossing cushions aside and making a mess, her frustration bubbling over. Qin Feng narrowed his eyes. As expected. On the very day the godforsaken game arrived, Queen Xiaoyu and I had our biggest fight because of Song Fei. Still ranting, Queen Xiao shouted, I only went to support my idol, Song Fei. Why are you always trying to stop me? You don't understand how important this is to me. Those sugar worms and fake fans are trying to take his top spot. I have to support him. He's in crisis. And I'm the only real fan he has left. I was spending my own money to help boost him on the leaderboards. Donating, voting, doing my part, and you cut me off. You froze my cards, blocked my donations, and now he's dropped in ranking. It's your fault. My idol's losing ground, and everyone's calling me a fake fan now. My status in the fan circles is ruined. I've become a river crab, and it's all because of you. Qin Feng exhaled quietly. He knew Song Fei well. Before the game ever came to Earth, Song Fei had been a famous idol, glamorous on the surface, admired by millions. But in truth, he was scum. A manipulative predator who seduced vulnerable fans, drained their bank accounts, and used their admiration to take their bodies and their dignity. To protect Queen Xiaoyu from him, Feng had always intervened. He forbade her from going to his concerts or engaging with him online. But now, she had turned against him and accused him of ruining her life. Queen Xiaoyu stepped closer, fury written all over her face. Hey, are you deaf? I'm talking to you. Why are you ignoring me? It's your fault my brother account dropped off the leaderboard this month. If you don't give me money, I slap. Her words were cut short. Qin Feng's hand struck her cheek with a clean, sharp sound. Queen Xiaoyu stumbled back, falling to the floor in shock. Eyes wide. Cheek reddened. Tears welled in her eyes. How dare you hit me? She looked up, trembling, clutching her cheek. But Qin Feng didn't flinch. He looked down at her with calm detachment. As if she were a stranger. Queen Xiaoyu, I don't have the time or the interest to argue with you today. But if you keep spewing nonsense, I'll slap your mouth shut again. He reached into his pocket and tossed a black bank card toward her. It landed on her chest. This is the money our parents left behind. All these years, no matter how hard my life was, I never touched a single cent. I'm paying it all back today. For the sake of our parents, I won't argue with you anymore. But listen carefully. His eyes sharpened. His tone turned cold. From now on, I, Qin Feng, no longer have a sister like you. And with that, he turned around, walked back into his room, and slammed the door shut behind him. Queen Xiaoyu sat frozen on the floor. The bank card lay in her lap. One hand clutched her cheek, still burning from the slap. Her eyes shimmered with disbelief. Tears rolled down her face as she stared at the closed door. Still stunned. Still silent. Still not understanding how everything had changed so quickly. He walked toward his drawer and pulled out a familiar orange bottle, prescription sleep meds. He had kept them for years due to his chronic insomnia. Now, they were his secret weapon. He popped 2 pills, downed them with water, and lay back down. His heartbeat slowed. His eyes began to drift shut. This time, I'll take the lead from the very beginning.